Hello, everyone, and welcome. In this first section of the interview, we are going to talk a little bit of traditions. Patricia mentions that many Venezuelan celebrations are similar to those in Costa Rica. For example, Semana Santa or Holy Week. It is an important event with processions and masses. Also, she mentioned Christmas. Families gather with traditional music and food, like hallacas and pan de jamón. Mother's Day and Father's Day are also widely celebrated. Her favorite festivity is Carnival because are full of music, dancing, and parades. Despite living in Costa Rica, she keeps her traditions alive through cooking and making arepas and quesillo, which connect her to her homeland and allow her to share her culture. Talking about the humor in this interview, Patricia said that Venezuelan humor is witty and playful, full of wordplay, and with the ability to find joy in any situation. She told us an expression that they use a lot in Venezuela, that it is the word arrecho. That expression can mean angry or impressive depending on the context or the situation. With this example, we can see the richness and versatility that Venezuelan Spanish has, reflecting the country's creativity in expressing itself in a unique way. In terms of art, Patricia mentioned that Venezuela has a rich artistic heritage, including performing arts, music, street art, and crafts. For Patricia, music is the most special form of expression, and she enjoys cultural events in Costa Rica featuring Venezuelan musicians. She highlights the joropo, a genre of music combining poetry, singing, and music and dance. Traditionally played with a harp, maracas, and a cuatro. Uh, the cuatro is like a guitar. And for the artist that she recommends from Venezuela, it is Franco de Vita. It is an artist known for his romantic ballads and heartfelt lyrics. In literature, Patricia recommends read Andrés Eloy Blanco, who writes Píntame Angelitos Negros. This book, it is like a denounce racial discrimination. And she also mentioned she's not sure if everybody in Venezuela read this book, but he is totally sure that it is famous, that it is a novel who write Miguel Otero Silva, called Cuando quiero llorar, no lloro. This novel portraying three young men from different social classes in Venezuela complex society. And this will be the recommendation of books that Patricia give to us.
Patricia has had a great experience living in Costa Rica for the past 42 years. At first, adjusting to new customs was a bit challenging, but over time, she found her place while keeping her Venezuelan roots, and the fine lines of Costa Ricans helped her feel welcome and build strong connections to the community. And I think that is so beautiful. And now she feels like she belongs to both Venezuela and Costa Rica. She hasn't had big cultural misunderstandings, and but she did run into funny language differences. For example, in Venezuela, they say merey, but in Costa Rica, it's marañón. But also, it's patilla, means watermelon in Venezuela, but no one understood her here. Eventually, she got used to these small but interesting differences. Well, Patricia explained that the religion is very important in Venezuelan culture, with Catholicism being the most common, and though evangelical churches also have a strong presence. And she mentioned that in some regions, indigenous Africa spiritual belief mixed with Christianity, creating a unique traditions that have been passed down for generations. Many Venezuelans also all hold on to superstitions and legends like La Sayona, a spirit that punishes unfaithful men, and Florentino and the Devil, and a story about a man who defeats the devil in a battle of poetry. And Patricia said that some people believe in witchcraft and spiritual rituals to keep away bad energies. Even with modernization, these beliefs remain part of everyday life and continue to shape Venezuelan culture. Well, Patricia has mentioned that Venezuela is a diverse country with a mix of cultures. Most people are mestizo, a blend of indigenous European, and some indigenous communities still live in regions like the Amazonas and the Andes, preserving their languages and traditions. And over time, immigrants from Spain or Italy um, also have influence in Venezuelan culture, and this diversity is reflected in Venezuelan food, music, traditions. Patricia also values Costa Rica's education system. Since her arrival, she has noticed how much the country prioritizes education in Venezuela. Universities like UCV were once highly respected, but the crisis has weakened the system. In contrast, Costa Rica has maintained a stable and accessible education, which Patricia sees as an important factor in the country's development. She believes in a strong education system is a key to improving opportunities for future generation. Also, she mentioned that she is coming to Costa Rica to study. It was your first thing that do it here, and also and after that she's falling in love with your husband, and she's staying here in Costa Rica. Patricia told us that the key cultural differences between Costa Rica and Venezuela. And in Venezuela, holidays like Christmas and Mother's Day are celebrated strictly with family, while in Costa Rica, people often include friends and neighborhood. And Venezuelans have a more relaxed lifestyle, while Costa Rica's rhythm is faster. Food also differs. Costa Rica, this is the gallo pinto for the breakfast, and while Venezuela eat arepas daily. Patricia encouraged Costa Rican to be curious about Venezuelan culture instead of relying on stereotypes, and she suggests asking questions and trying Venezuelan food like arepas, cachapas, or papellon criollo, and meregla. She give us also a merengue, and it's very delicious. She also recommended exploring Venezuelan music such as a joropo and gaita, and despite the differences, well, Patricia believed both cultures share important values like family, hospitality, and appreciation for life, and she is very happy to know this very beautiful culture.